All right, so welcome to another one for Al Cuerpo Boxing, which means to the body. So let's get with it. Let's talk some boxing. I want to talk about the whole, maybe it's two parts, but I want to talk about Hamzah Sheeraz and Terence Crawford in a future fight. Probably not so far away, to be honest. With some context in that if the well, first of all, right now we're waiting for Virgil Ortiz and Israel Madrimov. And right now, I'm picking actually Virgil Ortiz to stop Israel Madrimov. And I did a video before, this is going to kind of cause a ripple effect in the game in that some fans, like let's say Canelo and Crawford was still to go, okay? Anyways, I would say that some fans would say, hey, look, why do we need to see Canelo Crawford if Ortiz just stopped Madrimov? What we should really be getting is Ortiz versus Crawford. I think some fans are going to start thinking like that. For some fans that don't want the Canelo Crawford, or perhaps some fans that actually appreciate a better 154 fight in between Ortiz and Crawford, right? So with that being said, going back to Sheeraz, Sheeraz, who has a big value for UK boxing. I believe he's probably the ambassador for Riyadh season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if that's totally accurate. But anyways, he's highly supported by Turkey Al Sheikh. All right, so the funny thing is, I'm actually picking Bronco Adames, Carlos Adames, to beat Hamzah Sheeraz. I think Adames has more experience, more pedigree, more heavy-handed than an Ammo Williams. As I saw, Ammo Williams had some success in taking Hamzah Sheeraz to the ropes. All right, and of course he has the Adames has that pedigree of being a longtime sparring partner with Terence Crawford. So, anyways, I'm just saying that experience is going to probably give Adames that edge to beat Sheeraz. But we shall see. But let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say it's a controversial fight and Hamzah Sheeraz actually edges out a fight with Adames. I'm more than sure there won't be a rematch in that fight. Who knows if there's going to be a rematch clause, but it would mean that Hamzah Sheeraz is now the WBC middleweight champion, and that gives an opportunity for uh, uh, Frank Warren, if I'm not mistaken, Turkey Al Sheikh Riyadh season to better push Hamzah Sheeraz, right? And so therefore we know that some are saying that Terence Crawford wouldn't meet an Ortiz, even after Ortiz, if he were to stop Madrimov. Even though I'm more than sure Golden Boy promotions would want to push that fight. All right, but I think it's easier to sell. Maybe it's better marketing. I mean, the better fight, of course, is Ortiz versus Crawford, but of course, Sheeraz versus Crawford is also a good fight. It's a middleweight fight. Crawford is going again to another division. He's going to 160 middleweight, and that would be a good accolade, a good accomplishment from Terence Crawford should he beat Hamzah Sheeraz for the WBC middleweight bout. And with that circumstance, that win could actually lead or make more sense for Crawford to go up to 168, right? So it's a better kind of like domino effect or little incremental steps in accomplishments, or I guess what makes more sense for fans to believe that Crawford has a shot at beating Canelo Alvarez going from 160 to 168, and depending how Crawford would beat a Hamzah Sheeraz, right? So, and of course, that makes more sense. It makes economic sense. I think Sheeraz versus Crawford in the UK would be a great fight. Or perhaps it would be in Riyadh season. Who knows where it would be, but it would be nice if it were staged in the UK. And I believe Crawford has fought in the UK, right? I believe when he fought Ricky Burns, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, I apologize. But uh, again, so we have these roadblocks. What makes more sense? Again, if Ortiz beats Madrimov, some fans would want. I would want to see Ortiz versus Crawford, but I'm not saying that Sheeraz and Crawford is not also that's also a good fight. That's what I'm saying. And of course, these fights, Ortiz and Crawford or Sheeraz versus Crawford, might be more competitive or might be more respectable than Canelo versus Crawford. Okay. On the flip side of that, some industry pros, former champions like Paulie Malignaggi are saying that guys like Madrimov are more skilled than Canelo Alvarez. So logically, that would mean that if Ortiz were to stop Madrimov, what does that mean? That Ortiz should fight Canelo? Is that what Paulie's going to say? So you're going to have all these conflicts of opinions from industry, from former pros, and they might start pushing for Ortiz versus Crawford. Or I should say, fans might be discrediting Canelo versus Crawford in as a whole, right? Given these circumstances, if they do happen. So that's what I have right now for Hamzah Sheeraz versus Terence Crawford. I actually like the fight. Of course, Sheeraz has to be victorious against Adames. I'm still leaning towards Adames to beat Sheeraz. I want to say by a split decision. But if it's going on the cards, if it's going that route, maybe politically it might go towards Sheeraz because it's safer. It's better to sell Sheeraz than Adames versus Crawford. I don't even know if Crawford would fight Adames. They're buddies supposedly, but money talks. Who knows? But it just seems like I said it here, guys. I'm gonna probably be the first one to say it because other guys have acknowledged it. But Hamzah Sheeraz versus Terence Crawford, 160 pounds for the WBC middleweight bout, seems good for everybody. It's not a bad fight, guys. So let's see if that does happen. We shall see again if on the card of Better Beef and Bivol, if Sheeraz is victorious. Be rest assured that Crawford is going to be in the runnings for that shot against Sheeraz. I'm more than sure that's what's going to happen because it makes sense for Riyadh season and Turkey. It gives Turkey some good leverage to use, Crawford and Sheeraz in that mix, man. So I'll go on to the next one. I think I want to talk about Ben versus Eubank Jr. on my next one. So anyways, that's what I got for this one. For another one on Al Cuerpo Boxing, which means to the body. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.